snoring, sleep apnea, clenching, grinding, TMJ and face pain, headaches, asthma, tongue tie, thumb sucking. Chances are you suffer from one or more of these conditions, and I'm positive that it impacts the full potential of your life. Welcome to Myofunctional Pathways, the podcast, where we'll delve into all topics related to airway and myofunctional therapy. We help people find relief to problems that other treatments may not have helped with. Join us as we explore the ever-growing world of myofunctional therapy. We have one goal in mind, helping you to live your best life. We help you sleep and breathe deep. Hello, thanks for tuning in to Myofunctional Pathways, the podcast. So today I'm going to continue on our series of sleep and myofunctional related issues that relate to sleep, okay? The thing I want to talk about today is lip tape. So have you ever heard of lip taping at night or putting tape on your mouth when you go to bed at night? Just the thought of this sometimes just makes people panic. It freaks them out. But I want to come on here and give you some reassurance that we are not asking you to do crazy things with tape. The news and the media and social media really over-exaggerates the use of lip tape at night. They depict it as a big, huge piece of duct tape covering your whole lips, covering your whole face. That is just not the case. Lip taping has been around for a very long time. This is not something new. But the TikTok viral life hack kind of made it become more prevalent a couple years ago. We are going to talk about it today because oftentimes when you are in a myofunctional therapy program, the conversation might come up, okay? And I don't want you to be caught off guard by that if you've never heard about this or you don't know what it is exactly that we're asking you to do or why we're asking you to do it. So today I'm going to talk about my two favorite kinds of lip tape. I use both of these myself at home. I alternate between the two of them just for, variety, right? Spice it up a little bit. So I do use both of these brands. I am not endorsed or paid to talk about either of these products. I do, however, have an affiliate link for one of the brands, the Myotape brand. I have an affiliate link for that. So I will drop the link in the comments for the podcast description. And if you want to order some, you can save a couple bucks by ordering it through the link. So I'm going to talk about that one first. But before we really dive into it, what is lip taping and why are we doing it? What's the point? So we know when we're talking about myofunctional therapy, right? Especially when you're sleeping, we're trying to get your body, your muscles to build new neuromuscular habits. So what does that mean? We're trying to rewire your muscles in your tongue and your face muscles and mouth muscles to maintain a specific position all the time. When we teach your tongue how to stay in the right position, that really helps to allow the airway to stay open, especially at night. Like I've mentioned before, when you're sleeping at night, your muscles kind of, get paralyzed and you don't have as much control over them, okay? So what we learn during the day, during myofunctional therapy program, start to integrate and carry over to nighttime. But a lot of times the mouth wants to fall open when we're sleeping. Well, why does that matter? Okay. So let's say you've been through myofunctional therapy. You've learned where your tongue should be, how to place what should happen. Okay. And then you go to sleep and maybe those habits haven't quite habituated yet. And you're sleeping and your mouth just kind of starts to fall open. As your mouth falls open, you're going to then most likely you lose the suction of your tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then that's when we have increased breathing rates, more air coming in and out. We start changing the breathing gas chemistry. It gets kind of complicated. You're not here for that, okay? But there's a lot going on when we're breathing through our mouth at night. And a lot of the time, that's a big contribution to why we're waking up extremely tired, and then is the tongue falling back into the throat and creating some sort of mild to moderate obstruction. All right, anyway, I'm getting off topic here, but so we want to keep the lips closed so that you can maintain your breathing rate and gas exchange. And you also want to help encourage your tongue to stay up on the roof of the mouth. And if you can give it a little bit of help by keeping the lips closed, you're more likely to achieve that, okay? So let's first talk about the Myo tape. That's the first brand I mentioned. So this is the package, Myo tape, Myotape. This is the sensitive brand. They make lots of different varieties. There's normal, there's sensitive, there's different sizes, small, medium, large. There's one specifically formulated is not the right word, but there's one specifically like the adhesive is meant for facial hair and beards and mustaches and things. So there's a lot of different varieties. And again, I'll post the affiliate link in the comments so that you can check it out and see if this is going to be a good option for you. Now, here's what it looks like, okay? It comes in a sheet of 6. There is 90 strips in a bag, and I think it's like $25, $30, and that's 3 months worth of sleeping strips, okay? What I like about this is that it's stretchy. So think of like a fabric Band-Aid, or if you've ever had physical therapy and they've done some of the taping, like kinesiology taping, it's similar to that, okay? But what I really like about this is that it does not cover your lips. It goes around your mouth, okay? So none of your functions are going to be impeded. So I'm going to put this on. This is a little bit of a smaller size for my face. So you're going to see it kind of fall down into the corner of my mouth. But when you order the right size for you, that shouldn't happen. It will go all the way around, okay? So I'm going to stretch it a little bit. So I'm just going to put it up here. I stretch it just a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of stretch it down and around, okay? Again, this is a little bit of a smaller size for me, but as you can see, I'm still talking like normal. I can drink. I'm going to take a sip of my water. I can drink my water. I could eat if I want. I got these awesome protein bars or balls that a friend of mine makes. I could eat if I want to. I'm not going to though, because then I'll get all the chia seeds stuck in my teeth and you don't want to see that. So anyway, the point is that even though this tape is encouraging your lips to stay a little bit closed, you still have the capacity to do everything you need to do. You can breathe. I don't want you breathing out of your mouth, but the point is that you can. You can eat, you can drink, you can talk. If you're sleeping at night, so what this does is because it has a little bit of this stretch here, as you're sleeping, if your mouth starts to drift open, the tip just very gently encourages the lips to come back together again, okay? And super easy if you wake up at night or you wake up and you're like, oh, what's on my face? And you kind of forget that you just put this on your face. All you have to do is open your mouth and it's going to pop right off. So watch. Pop. Open my mouth and it just pops right off, okay? This by far is my favorite. I've been using this the longest. And I do like it because it doesn't cover the lips whatsoever. The other one that I talk a lot about with my clients is 3M micropore tape, okay? So I don't know if you can see in there, but this is 3M micropore paper tape. And this is like the cheapest way to go. You can buy this stuff anywhere, any store. I don't even use the full thickness of the strip. So here's how thick the strip is. When I use this at home, I actually rip it in half. And I just take a strip, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so long. It depends on how much space you have from underneath your nose to down to your, mid-chin. And all you're going to do is you're going to press it on just underneath your nose. And then I pucker my lips just a little bit. And then press it the rest of the way on. So when I pucker my lips like that, the reason I do that is so that I can get a little bit of slack so that my lips can still move. So you can see I'm still talking. I could drink if I wanted to. It's going to be a little trickier because I'm going to have to, do the pop pie lips to try to go in the corners or use a straw. You could use a straw. But again, the point is you still have movement of your lips, okay? And this is going to work the same way. If you're sleeping and your lips start to kind of drift open, it's just encouraging the lips to come back together. Same thing, if you wake up and you're like, I need to get this off, you just open, pop, there it is, and it's done, okay? The other way you can use this tape is you can do, if you don't like it going right down the middle, you can do 2 small strips on either side in the corner of the lips. And it's the same thing. So now it's not really covering your lips, but you can see as I talk the tension that's created on my face, on my muscles. So this is what happens when you open your mouth at night. The tape just wants to help bring it back together, okay? So as you can see from these 3 different variations of using these 2 different types of tape, again, open and it'll pop off. As you can see from this is that this is not like what you see in the media. This is really simple, it's very minimal, and it's really amazing, okay? Word of caution, I would never recommend that you use a mouth tape or a lip tape unless you've seen an ENT or you've had an evaluation with a myofunctional therapist, because obvious reasons here, but I'm going to say it anyway. You want to make sure that you can breathe very efficiently through your nose. So if there's a night where you're all stuffed up or you have a head cold and you can't breathe through your nose, Captain Obvious here, right? It's not going to be a great idea to put some tape on your lips. Even though it's minimal, you need to be able to breathe well through your nose, okay? Anybody can go on the internet and buy the tape, all right? But it's really in your best interest to just make sure you don't have any obstructions. You've been cleared by the doctor. You've been cleared by some of the techniques that I would ask you to do as a myofunctional therapist to make sure that you can breathe adequately through your nose. So just do your due diligence, okay? Don't ever put it on a child without talking with me first or talking with your doctor. A lot of doctors really aren't too familiar with this process of lip taping, so generally, if you're going to talk to a doctor about it, I would think about like an airway-focused dentist or an airway-focused provider of some other specialty. Like there are some ENTs out there, but not many. But really, a myofunctional therapist is going to be able to go through all of this with you, okay? So the reason I talk about this today is because if you are coming to see me for a myofunctional evaluation and we start myofunctional therapy, if this topic comes up, I want you to be prepared. I want you to expect that we might have this conversation. Now, I don't recommend this for everybody. I base it, based on the case and based on your symptoms. And it's based on you. Everything is based on you always. But I'm getting off track. I'm getting long-winded. But I just want to tell you that if this comes up, that, I just want you to be aware of it so that it doesn't come as a shock. And it's not a scary thing. Sometimes it does take some getting used to. It did take me a little while to get used to it. Some people can't keep it on all night and they end up taking it off at night. In my case, I was able to keep it on all night. But as you get used to it, your mouth stays closed. We're incorporating this with the myofunctional therapy, the muscle strength and the tongue awareness, tongue posture, all the things that we're working on during therapy. And the tape is just an amazing way to bring it all together and help reinforce all the hard work that you're doing during your myofunctional therapy program. So I will wrap it up there. My name is Becca Rose, and this is Myofunctional Pathways, the podcast. We can be found at myofunctionalpathways.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram. So look us up, follow us. If you found this information to be useful, please share it with others. And if you have any concerns with sleeping, snoring, sleep apnea, tongue ties, TMJ, clenching, grinding, all the things, you know where to find me, all right? Talk to you soon.